Hey guys, welcome to episode 10. This is EDRIC here. EDRIC runs a marketing agency from Medellin, Colombia, and he has experience in dropshipping, affiliate marketing, and with Kindles, selling ebooks. But before we get to how he got to become an agency owner, kind of want to go back to how it all started. You can take us back, EDRIC, to how you started your entrepreneurial journey, your background, where you're from, and kind of what sparked that interest.
Yeah, so basically I was in college and yeah, I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my future. All I knew was that I wanted to make a lot of money. So I was like, yeah, let me Google what like majors or what jobs made the most money, and I was like, oh, maybe I should be a pharmacist. Sounds like an easy job. You put pills into bottles and give them to people,
That's right.
make like six figures a year. But then, joined a fraternity my freshman year in college, and then I got really terrible grades. I think I like failed chemistry or something. So that went, my dreams of becoming a pharmacist went out the window.
Was that due to the fraternity or because you just weren't good at chemistry?
That was a lot of things. Yeah, I just wasn't focused.
Gotcha.
I was like trying to party it up,
Yeah.
meet date chicks.
Mm.
So yeah, and one of my friends, he actually dropped out of school. He had like a 3.9 GPA. He was also in the fraternity,
Right.
and he was like, "Hey, Edric, I'm gonna drop out of school. I'm gonna see if I can make this entrepreneur thing work." And I was like, "Okay, shoot, good luck, man. Let me know how it goes." And I continued to get shitty grades in college, and one day I decided to just call my friend up to see how he was doing, and he was like, "Hey, I'm like making $100 a day right now. I'm publishing books," and I'm like, "Oh shoot, what the hell are you doing, bro? Let me can you teach me?" And then he sent me this video course. I went through it, and I started like publishing books on Amazon.
Gotcha. And these are like Kindle books.
Yeah, Kindle books, and yeah, one of my books became like a bestseller in the quilting niche on
Mm-hmm.
Amazon.
And at what point did you realize, hey man, like I can actually do this and make a living off this, like selling ebooks?
Yes, as soon as I put that book up and I made like my first dollar or two, I was like, oh, hell yeah, fuck school. I'm gonna publish books full time and make money. And I got like almost everyone in my fraternity involved too, because they were like seeing how much success I had. They're like, yo, can you teach me how to publish books?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you're publishing books, and then what happens? You just stay publishing books, or what happens after that? Are you
Yeah,
still in
so
school? You're still doing both, in school and just publishing books?
so I was in school. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna stop going to all my classes. Probably gonna drop out. Because like the growth that I had when I started like publishing books on Amazon, it was pretty crazy because I went from like making $2 to $3 a day to like $20 a day to like $50 a day to like $100 a day,
Mm-hmm.
within like a matter of like 1 to 2 months. Um, so yeah, I mean, yeah, after I saw that growth, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this. I'm just gonna publish books full time from there.
Gotcha. So then tell me a little bit. So tell me then what happens next. After the books. Because now you're doing agency work. But like, did you go straight into agency work, marketing, or did you have like try another business or something like that?
Yeah, so with the books, I was making pretty decent like money. Like my third month, I was hitting like 15K a month in revenues. And I
Think
thought
what?
that was gonna last forever, right?
Yeah.
Because what I didn't know was that Amazon, they were promoting, like they wanted a lot of authors on their platform, so they were paying like authors a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my fourth month they stopped that program, and basically my income went from like 15,000 a month to like 1 or 2,000 a month, and I was like, oh shit, I can't survive off of that.
Right.
So I basically took the money that I saved up from Kindle, like I think it was like 10, 20 grand, and then I started Googling how to make money online, and I started following some dudes that were like teaching affiliate marketing, and basically they were just like selling like diet pills and like skin creams online.
Right.
And I think I paid this guy like $8,000 to teach me how to do affiliate marketing,
Okay.
because I couldn't figure it out on my own, because there was like a ton of forums, online teaching you how to do affiliate marketing, but it was just too much like technical stuff. Like I was learning how to do like Photoshop and all that stuff. Like, I can't figure this out. Let me just pay someone,
Right.
copy his system, and that's what happened after the book publishing business.
And when it crashed, or like your income basically went almost away, like did you feel discouraged, or did that actually motivate you to like, you know what, I got to keep making money? Because a lot of people would have probably just given up, or would have like, man, this online stuff is not like severely secure.
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't have a choice, because I like dropped out of school,
Mm.
stopped going to all my classes already. So I mean, going back to school wasn't an option, and like, there's not that many job prospects for like college dropouts.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, let me just, there's people making it work. I think like once I tasted that success, I was like, hey, it's possible. I just gotta put in the work. If I figure it out once, I can do it again. It's not a problem.
So you took what you knew and just did it again in affiliate marketing, and then you kind of went on with it.
Yeah. Yep.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
And how much do you think hiring someone helped you to like become successful in affiliate marketing?
Um.
I get like investing in your education.
Oh yeah. I mean, it'll definitely save you like a lot of time and frustration and energy trying to figure it out yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, I was just kind of lazy. Like I just wanted to like shortcut my success. Like
Gotcha.
I didn't have to pay the guy. I could, kind of I could have grinded it out myself, but it would have
Mm-hmm.
just taken me like months. And like, I just wanted to like get something quick
Right.
out of the gate and like start making money again.
Mm-hmm.
So
So then you do affiliate marketing, start making money, and then what? Like you grow it for like a while, and then what? Like, keep doing that, and then you decide to go into a different venture, or what happens there?
yeah, so the affiliate marketing thing, um, like I saw success pretty quickly as well with that, like within a couple of months. But it wasn't really that sustainable, because
Mm,
what I was doing is I was putting up like like advertising that was like very aggressive,
right.
and basically it would get shut down by these advertising platforms, right? It would make money for a little while, and then they would shut down my ad account, and then I would always have to figure out like how to get more advertising accounts. I would have to ask people like, hey, can I pay you $100? Create like a Bing advertising account for me, and then I'll pay you like $100. You let me use it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it was just very like up and down. It wasn't like a very sustainable business model.
Right.
It was just me all day trying to get like advertising accounts. But I did get really good at like copywriting and understanding like consumer psychology, direct response marketing, and how to like manage analytics and all of that stuff. So
Mm-hmm. So that was good. And
yeah.
so then you also mentioned that earlier, not today, but like that you got into drop shipping, right? How did that go, and how did you get into drop shipping? And at this point, you still back in the States, you're not in Medellin, right? Well, like at that point. And what was your like living situation like? Your parents like really happy about this? Like, we're like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, so my parents didn't know that I dropped out of school, and I was kind of afraid to tell them. So I was just like sleeping with like friends.
Oh,
One of
really?
my friends, the fraternity brother that also dropped out, I was staying in his room,
Uh-huh.
literally just sleeping on his floor, with like a sleeping mattress. And I mean, basically my plan was to like just make it first, and then just tell my parents, hey, yeah, I dropped out of school, but it's okay because I'm making money.
Right.
So that's what I that's what I was doing.
Is that how it went? And how long were you in the, living, kind of like in your friend's house, or not in your parents not knowing about this?
Yeah, so I think well, my original plan was to like just get like a room on Airbnb somewhere,
Hmm.
but it was just so like I had to share the room with like eight dudes, bro. It was like just like bunk beds. Like
Okay.
it was like a weird setup, but it was like super cheap. That's why I did it. And my friend was like, "Bro, why don't you just come and stay with me? It's fine."
Hmm.
So he really helped me out because I was like staying with a bunch of like old Russian dudes, bro. It was weird. I don't know.
Where is this at?
This was in I think in Queens or Brooklyn somewhere,
So
but
you're in a
yeah,
room with like
I was
eight,
there
eight,
for
eight Russians and Queens.
pretty much. But the rent was like 200 a month or something, 200-300 a month for rent,
Uh,
so
yeah,
super
and
cheap.
what were you feeling at this time? Was it like hard for you to do this? Were you like, man, why were you questioning yourself, or you just knew like, eventually I'm gonna make it, or you just really didn't know? You just knew that you had to make it. You couldn't disappoint your parents now. You can't go back to school.
Yeah, I pretty much had my back against the wall, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna figure this out, like whatever it takes. So
Right. And so then what? So then tell me a little bit more happens after the affiliate marketing. Did you get into the drop shipping? How does that work out well, or are you?
yes, so my venture into drop shipping. So I did affiliate marketing for 2 years. Eventually I met some dude in at a conference.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was doing pretty well with affiliate marketing. So I decided to actually move to Texas for a year. So basically, I met this dude at a conference. He was like super young, like me, like 22, 23,
Hmm.
super smart. So yeah, I moved to Texas for a year. I like lived. I got an apartment down in Austin, Texas, and my friend, yeah, I'd basically go over to his apartment and then we would just like grind it out on affiliate marketing together.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, like, again, it was like relatively successful, but it was never really that stable. And it pretty much got to the point where it was like, yeah, I'm getting like burned out from this. I'm always like launching affiliate marketing campaigns. I'm getting my account shut down. So I was looking for like a more sustainable business model, and that's
Hmm.
when people started. Like I started seeing on my Facebook in all these like marketing groups, people like crushing it with drop shipping. They were doing like 10, 20,000, $30,000 days, you know, and it was all like completely like white hat, which is like safe, like it wasn't against Facebook terms of service.
Hmm.
So I was like, hey, maybe this is the business model that I was looking for, and that's how I got into drop shipping.
And initially, how'd you learn about it? How'd you get into it? Did you buy a course, or did your friend know
Yeah,
about it?
yeah. Again, I went out and look for like the top I guess guys that were doing drop shipping that had like courses out.
Hmm.
Basically wanted to shortcut my success. Got their course and then started applying what I learned from affiliate marketing and Kindle publishing
Hmm.
into drop shipping. Yeah, it took me a while to figure out like drop shipping. Invested like a ton of money
Right.
into it, and I almost went broke trying to figure it out.
Really.
Um, yeah, I was like down to like my last couple thousand dollars.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I mean, eventually I found this one product, which was like a liquid lipstick. It
Hmm.
was when like the Kylie Jenner lipstick was hot.
Right.
So I kind of caught on that trend, and
Hmm.
yeah, that product took off, and then I think I made like $50,000 or $100,000 within 2 weeks.
Right.
And yeah, I mean that gave me the capital to just like really expand my team,
Hmm.
invest into like more coaching like really high level coaching masterminds, and just like kind of grow from there.
Right. And was at that point, well, right before you were like your last $1,000, what was it really going through your mind? Like, like, did you think you're just hoping you're gonna make it, at that point? Like, were you
Yeah,
planning? Did you have like an escape plan at that point, or you're like, no, I'm gonna find a way no matter what? You know, because I feel like a lot of people just would have given up, would have gone back home. You know, maybe pick the job. You know, like maybe I should get a job or something because you know I got $1,000 left. You know.
yeah. I mean, I was willing to like go into the red to try and find like a winning product for
Mm-hmm.
my dropshipping campaign. Because I can always like get a job and pay back the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it would be such a waste of like my time and like my skills if I didn't continue to pursue it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if I did fail, then I could always get a job and pay people back like the money. But
Right.
if I didn't at least like really give it my all, it would have been a huge waste. So that was my mindset.
Gotcha. And how'd you get into that mindset to begin with? Was it like something that you developed like after you decided to get into entrepreneurship, or were you always like this?
I think it really just came from like my first win, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like the hardest thing about like being an entrepreneur and going out on your own is just really believing that you can do it and that it's possible. Once you cross that barrier,
Mm-hmm.
um, that's it. There's I feel like you're always gonna have that with you.
Right. Like
So
once you made the first like the big 10K 15K like on from your book, and then you moved on to affiliate marketing, got some big, found success in there, and then now even you found the success in drop shipping and now digital marketing. So then the drop shipping is going well, and so you keep doing that for a while. And so tell me how you ended up, not only in Medellin, Colombia, but then doing digital marketing.
yeah, so I mean the drop shipping went a little too well, and I kind of got
It went too well.
went too well because yeah, I just wanted to like expand so quickly, because I figured like, hey, if I could make like 100K in 2 weeks, what would have happened if I like hired some of my friends and I taught them like my process and and they found like winning products and I took like 50% of whatever they made.
Right.
So that's pretty much what I did. I like hired I hired my brother. I hired two of my fraternity brothers, and I hired someone in Austin, Texas. Basically, gave them my credit card. I'm like, hey, this is the system that I use to make money with drop shipping. I'm gonna let you, use my credit card to test products and to buy ads on Facebook and to try and find winning products.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna teach you it, and then we basically split the profits. Um, yeah, what I didn't realize, yeah, I just try to like scale way too fast.
Right.
So yeah, they actually ended up losing like a ton of money in the beginning. Like no one was making any profits until like months 3 or 4. It was just like they were negative, they were losing money, and
Mm-hmm.
then months 2 they were like breaking even, and then it wasn't until month 3 or 4 they started making money. And yeah, I just didn't really know how to manage the team, and I thought it was going to be like super easy,
Right.
but they didn't have to like they didn't have like 3 years of struggle, of like marketing and copywriting experience.
Mm-hmm.
So and I never really taught them like the fundamentals of like copywriting and like setting up I was basically teaching them to like spy on like winning products on Facebook, copy them and see if you can try and scale. But when that strategy
Mm-hmm.
didn't work anymore, my plan pretty much failed because I never taught them like the principles,
Right.
and set them up for success. I was basically just teaching them like just one way to like see success with drop shipping. But
Mm-hmm.
it really is, it takes a long time, to
So,
really understand the fundamentals and be good at media buying.
mm-hmm. So if we go back, what would you do different in that case?
Yeah, and in that case, I probably wouldn't have tried to hire 4 people at the same time. Probably would have like just hired one person,
One
right?
person.
And
Okay.
gave them like a smaller budget, like maybe just to start, like maybe 3,000 a month, and made sure they really understood like how to create a good uh, like advertisement, how to create a good landing page, how to create good angles, how to split test, and how to optimize. and just really, try and see if they're like a good fit
Right.
first before going all in and just teaching them like one strategy to like, basically spy on winning products and then launch them. Yeah, if I were to go back, I probably would have done that.
Gotcha. So you hired your friends, the things are going down, and then they kind of break even. At that point, are you thinking, I should keep my friends on board, or like I'm going to do something else now?
Yeah, so I mean, so people were losing money in the beginning, and then they were breaking even, and then months 3 or 4, some of my friends, they had really good months. They made all their money back for me
Mm-hmm.
and a little bit of profit. But then like I think like months 5 or 6, we were able to like find any more success with drop shipping. And I was having trouble myself too. I was like, hey, this should be working, but I'd be launching campaigns, right alongside with them,
Mm-hmm.
and it wouldn't be work. And it wasn't working. So I was like, damn, I'm really getting burned out from this, like, and
How much
I
time are
was
you putting into this at this point? Like, how many hours are you working?
yeah, I mean, I was just like, just wake up until like, it was time to sleep. I was just like working on campaigns and trying to figure things out. So I was putting like a lot of time into it.
Mm-hmm.
No social life, which definitely don't recommend because wasn't healthy. My stress levels were like super high.
Right.
That's probably why I wasn't being successful because I was like at such a like a frantic pace, every day trying to wake up, trying to figure things. Everything was like it was like a fire every day, you
Mm-hmm.
know, that I woke up. But what were we talking about again?
Yeah, so like, so then, what happens next? You have your friends, you said they made their money back, but then what happens after that? How'd you end up,
Oh
you know, eventually
yeah,
getting into
so
digital marketing and all that?
yeah, so I was like, hey, you know what? This business model isn't working out, because every time we would, because when you're drop shipping stuff, you aren't really building a brand.
Mm-hmm.
Like once like you find a product, it does well, you scale it, you spend a lot of money, and then the product dies, right? And then you have no assets left, and you have to keep repeating that process, finding another winning product, another winning campaign, and you're just not building any assets, but you're building a lot of cash flow really quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, hey, you know what? Let me just take the skills that I have now and try and build like a sustainable like business. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why I decided to like get into like the agency space, and because then you're building a brand, you have a reputation, and you also you're building a reoccurring revenue from your clients.
Right. And then was that like a gradual process, or did you just want to say, you're like, I'm done with drop shipping. I'm gonna, get on a plane. And at this point, like, did you go to Colombia first, or how'd you end up in Colombia, or did you do the marketing first, or they kind of happened at the same time?
Yeah, so the Columbia thing,
Yeah,
one
how
of
does that happen, man?
yeah, I mean, I when I was doing affiliate marketing, I would go to all these conferences, right, in like Thailand and like Barcelona, like Berlin, and I would meet all these like entrepreneurs. And I met this one guy, and um, he lived in Colombia for 4 years, and I asked him about his experience with it, and he was like, yeah, it's awesome. Um, he had like a penthouse there, super sick lifestyle, and
Hmm.
he was like, yeah, it's a really great country if you want to meet like a lot of girls and stuff. And that was still like a big priority in my life, like I wanted to make a lot of money, meet a lot of girls. So that was in my head for like a couple of years. And then my fraternity brother, he also moved to Medellin, the one that got me into like entrepreneurship and Kindle.
Hmm.
And after my lease ended in New York City, I was like, hey, maybe I should check out Colombia, like Medellin.
Hmm. So then you just
Yeah, it's
flew
like,
out there.
yeah, I just flew out there. Yeah, I was kind of scared at first, I didn't know any Spanish. I knew like zero Spanish. I was like, I'll fucking learn it like when I'm there.
Google
Google Translate
Translate.
or something.
Yeah.
Um, But I was like, yeah, I'm like, gotta face your fears. So
Hmm.
I went over to Medellin, yeah, and yeah, it was fucking awesome, man. I mean, the 4 or 5 months I was there, like crazy experiences,
And at this point, are you just growing your agency? At this point, you got into it. Like, tell me about like your first client, how you got into that, like really into the
Yeah,
agency space.
so the agency space, I think I got into it like 2018 or late 2017.
Hmm.
So took me like a couple of months to like find my first client. In the beginning, I was like going out to these BNIs and chambers of commerces in New York
Right.
City, trying to meet people and tell them about digital marketing. Um, and and yeah, it was just way too slow for me. Because I had to like fucking take the train, and I was like, there has to be a better way than just doing all these in-person meetings and stuff. I just got really sick and tired of it. Um, and then that's when some other people, they were like cold emailing like local businesses. So that's what I started doing. Like started cold email, like sending hundreds of cold emails every day. And then I would get a bunch of replies, and some of them, I closed on a trial.
Hmm.
Um, and my first client was actually a client in New York City that responded to my cold email. So I actually went to visit him in person. He was like a surgeon. And then yeah, that was my first deal. 1,500 a month retainer. I was like,
Hmm.
oh shit,
Like it works.
go, it works.
And at this point, were you already trying to niche down, or were you just trying to do marketing for anyone?
Yeah, so the niche that I was working in, it was like stem cell clinics and stem cell doctors, who offer regenerative medicine.
Hmm.
Because yeah, there was this guy that built a huge agency in that industry. So basically, what I did was I built like a test campaign, like offering like stem cells and regenerative medicine, and I just put it up on Facebook just to see what the results were like.
Hmm.
And I was getting like $3 to $5 like leads for people that wanted to get stem cells, like stem cell injections.
Hmm.
And I would actually pick up the phone and talk to these people just to see like the quality of these leads, and I would tell them like, hey, this is $5,000, right? Do you still want to come in to
Hmm.
talk to the doctor about it? And they're like, yeah, I'm in a lot of pain. Do you guys have like payment plans? And I'm like, yeah, of course we have payment plans. And that's when I was like, oh shit, if these leads are worth $5,000 to $10,000 and I'm getting them for $3, like there's a lot of like margin there for me to like profit off of that. So that's why I decided to get into the stem cell space.
Hmm. Awesome, man. And what's been the hardest thing about this whole journey?
Oh, just like entrepreneurship
Yeah,
and
I
all of
mean,
that.
yeah. I mean, since you started, was it the actual grind, the mindset? Was it, like not caring about what your parents thought? Like there's a lot of things that went into it, you know? What would you say was the hardest thing?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the entrepreneur journey for me was a lot about like personal development as well. Um, there's just a lot of things about myself that I had to like learn and just improve about myself, like my mindset, just being grateful.
Hmm.
Because when I was like in the beginning, when I was trying to make money, I wasn't really. I was just trying to make money just to make money. It wasn't like I wasn't really trying to add value or build like a legitimate business or anything. So
Okay.
that's definitely changed
Hmm.
for now. And yeah, just the hardest part is basically like it was the mindset. Like the reason why I got into entrepreneurship in the beginning, it was for a lot of the wrong reasons. You know,
Right.
I was always trying to chase like short term wins and like quick wins, which usually like was really bad long term. So yeah,
When did you decide to switch that?
I mean, it's still like a a work in progress, because I'm always like I'm so addicted to like the instant gratification
Hmm.
of like sometimes taking the easy way out and taking the easy money. but long term, it's gonna hurt you, especially when you're young and when you're new and when you're kind of like you don't have cash flow coming in.
Mm.
You want to take the easy way out all the time. But I guess the hardest thing is just that mindset to overcome. Like, hey, you gotta stick, stay in there and play for the long game. That's how you really succeed in the end.
Gotcha, man. Love it, man. Well, Edric, man, thanks for being on the show, man. Appreciate it. And if you want people to reach out to you in any way, if they want to find you, like how can they find you? Or if there's someone listening that may have a lead for you as well, where can they find you? Where's best?
Yes.
Can you say that last part again?
It's EDRIC ZHENG, EDRIC ZHENG at medicalpatientreferrals.com.
Awesome, man. Well, man, thanks again for being on the show.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Luis. Appreciate it.